Oh, hey guys, it's lesson two. It's lesson two. Can't you tell how excited I am? My excitement is usually on like 1,000, but I think now it's like on 10,000 because my audience has changed and we're about making this money, right? So let's go into moving from purpose to profit, and this is our lesson two. I believe that your place of purpose is your place of provision and that your gift makes room for you. But there are some systems, there are some strategies, there are some things that we need to do, and planning is one of those things. We need to plan for that audience change. So now let's continue with lesson two and let's jump right into our slides. Let's go. So we left off talking about audience in our last video. Let's move on to the story. So now we talk about the story, and I introduced in video one that you don't want to be a voice, you want to be a thought leader. By saying a thought leader, what I mean is that you want to be known as the expert. You want to be known as the go-to person in your field for your particular topic. This is why I stress that you make your solid mark on a particular topic before trying to diversify into other areas. Because growth happens daily, guys, who you are and who your message attracts also changes, which means that your business strategy has to be adjusted. And even though your goals and your objectives may be the same, the positioning of your story now has to change to match the growth of your audience. Our growth and our message goes through something that is called the transformational stage. To become a voice, to become a thought leader and not just a voice, it means then that there must be special about you. What you're initially doing is you are in the exchange of information. You are actually selling your brain coupled with your experiences, your knowledge, your skills and abilities. In order for you to be special, it means that you must stand out. So I want you to think in terms of your story. What stage of the growth process is your story in? Your story is in a particular stage. When you have the idea initially, you're excited, you've now learned the basis of your purpose, and that is just the idea. Then you move into the startup phase of your business. This is where you're testing, and I think I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's go back to why our message needs to be special and why we need to stand out. We're going to put a pin in that idea, and we're going to develop that further in another video. But let us stick on our messaging. So because my initial story is still relevant, but I may need to change it. I may need to change the dynamics of how I position this message. So what is it that my audience is now attracted to? In my business, I should have had a view of what did I want my audience to see, to feel, to experience from my business. When I look at that view and I now see I wanted to grow them from stage 1 to stage 3. When I have grown them to stage 3, is it that I am still marketing stage 1 products? Listen, I don't want to get you confused. What I mean is that your audience has now grown to a 3. Sure, there will be people that are coming in at stage 1, but you now have a ready-made audience that are at stage 3, but you have not prepared your business to take them to the next level. You have not expanded your product lines. You have not taken them to the next step. So your audience is more or less at a plateau. And this is why your business is stuck, because you have grown them to this level, but you did not anticipate what is the next level that I need to grow them to. What is the next level of my business experience and expertise that they need. So though my story is still the same, I would have added new elements and new layers to my story. So what do I need to shift in my message? Because I've now grown them to this particular place and they're now coming with this information. You have to realize that we are in the information age. Everyone knows, or most people know, what a freebie is. Most people know what an opt-in is. They know that when you post something and you ask for their emails, that you are more likely putting them into a sales sequence. But what is going to differentiate the profit makers from those that stay in the farming stage of business is those who give value and those who grow their audiences. Because when you grow your audience, you now create a ready-made audience for the growth that you are positioning your package into. So, for video 2, what I want you to focus on is looking at the story and looking at the messaging. When you look at the story and you look at the messaging, see if it is attracting your audience and see what is the next phase that you need to take your audience to. This is what we're going to do in planning for profits and planning for growth, because now I understand that my dynamics have changed. My story is still the same, but now that I have positioned my audience for growth, let me give you a prime example, right? I talk about purpose, and my life's mission is to influence thought to change behavior. I talk about pushing past pain and passionately pursue purpose. My initial pain story was the pain of insecurity, but now I have changed. I have revolutionized. After being in business for 4 years, I now talk about, listen, there are some struggles that you will face as an entrepreneur, and if you think that the systems that have worked in the past will always work, then you are positioning your business for failure. I can see why most businesses don't go past 3 years, because you may have experienced success in the first year, in the second year, and in the third year. But the strategy that you have used in those 3 years, it needs to be developed and it needs to be changed. And this is where you need to take a closer look at your messaging. I want you to go back and to feedback through some of your stuff and see if you are getting the initial traction point that you were getting with your messaging style. This is video 2. I hope this training is beneficial, and we are going to dive a little bit deeper into training 3, but I wanted to make sure I took you guys through a systematic school of thought so that you could understand how you can now position your business to be a profit generating machine. I can't wait to see you in video 3. See you then. Bye bye.